name's Sharon. I have got a really super cute card to share with you today, and I hope that it inspires you and makes you want to make one too. If you're new to my channel, I want to welcome you. I invite you to hit the subscribe button below and then hit that notification bell. You'll be notified every time I upload a video. If you currently do not already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd be honored to be your demonstrator. You can find out how to contact me, how to sign up for my newsletter, my blog, all of that information below the video under the Read More button. Let's get started. On today's video, I'm going to be using two different stamp sets because Jar of Flowers does not have any sentiments, and I have totally fallen in love with this font in the Field of Flowers. So many uses to use with this one stamp. All right, let's get started. I'm using Whisper White Thick as my card base. It measures 5.5 by 8.5, scored and folded at 4 1/4. I have a layer of regular Whisper White that is 4 inches by 5 1/4. I have a layer of basic black that is 3.5 by 4 3/4. And this will be the matte for this Whisper White layer, which is 3 1/4 by 4.5. I am going to be using my Stamparatus today. I found that this little jar and the lid, the Stamparatus it was just the perfect tool to use. I'm using Memento ink. We're going to stamp our flowers first. Now that turned out perfect, but if it hadn't, I could have re-inked and stamped again. That's the beauty of the Stamparatus. Now I want to line my jar up with my flowers, get it good and centered. And then I'm going to pick it up with my plate. And then we're going to ink it up. And then next we're going to take the little jar lid and we're going to place it where we want it. Using our plate, we're going to pick it up. I'm going to use basic gray to color my lid. I'm going to use some balmy blue ink, and this is one of the jars, like you could do like a little pot. I turned it over, even though this didn't say that it was a reversible stamp, I made it reversible. I'm just going to stamp that off a few times. I just want a little bit of blue, just showing that we have some water in there. I could have used a marker, but why? That worked out perfect. Next, we're going to take my Memento and we're going to stamp the stems. I'm going to color the stems, and I'm using Old Olive. You could use a Stampin' Write marker for this. You don't have to use a Stampin' Blend. The Stampin' Blends just seem to be my go-to coloring tool. Although, here lately, I have been using the Stampin' Write markers more. And now that we've done that, we're going to punch it out. The best bang for your money is to purchase these as a bundle. So you get the jar of flowers and then you get the punch. I love saving 10%. To me, that's more than the sales tax usually. So now we're just going to punch it out. And we're going to color our flowers. Now I have lots of colors here because if you have them, let's use them. But there's lots of different kinds of flowers in here. And we're going to color this one a little bit different than my sample. I'm actually going to use Rococo Rose, and I'm going to use the ladder. When you purchase the Stampin' Blends, you get a combo pack now. In the past, they sold them as singles, and now they are sold as a combo. So you can't order them as a single anymore. You have to order them as a combo. So I'm using the ladder of the Rococo Rose. And then I'm going to add some touches with the darker, and I'm not going to follow all the lines. I'm just going to follow some of them just to give some shading to my flower. I found that I liked doing this better than trying to do the whole thing. Less stressful. And we're going to bring in the light again, and we're just going to blend. And now I'm going to switch to, I'm just going to use the darker of the Daffodil Delight. You don't have to use both when you're using the blenders. They're for blending, but you don't have to use both of them. And now I'm going to switch to Calypso Coral. I am using the ladder. And then we're going to pull in the dark. And I am using the barrel end. Same thing, just a little bit of darkness. And then just blending that. And now let's switch to the lighter of the Daffodil Delight, and we're going to do these flowers. I know the yellow is probably harder to see on the camera. Okay, so now we have some little buds up here at the top. Now I'm going to use the ladder of the Mossy Meadow to do my eucalyptus plant. And then we're going to switch back to the old olive. I wanted to share with you, this is the new annual catalog that started June 3rd. And I love how they did the ribbons this time. They've really got a good layout of what the ribbons look like. And I'm gonna use one ribbon today, but I wanted to show you a sample. I'll be showing you a sample using these ribbons. And this actually comes as a trio. This is the Flowers for Everyday Season combo. And I love this ribbon. It is so soft and easy to tie. So, you know, so is this one, very soft. This is Just Jade. And then this is, of course, the Whisper White. And then this blue is the Misty Moonlight. These are the two, these are two new in colors. And so super pretty. The ribbon that I'm actually going to be using on today's video is also a combo pack. And it is the Ornate Garden combo pack. And I'm going to be using the Old Olive. So we have our layers and everything. I'm going to go ahead and add the ribbon to the Whisper White layer. And I'm going to teach you a trick. I always love to teach tricks. But you probably already know this one. Sometimes I hear from you that you struggle keeping that ribbon attached. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make sure it's nice and straight. And then we're going to use some tape. Make sure it's straight. There, so maybe that will help some of you who have struggled keeping that ribbon in place. Next, I'm just going to use some liquid glue. And we're going to attach this to our card base. And now what about this? So we're going to take this layer and we're going to place it right here. And then we're going to add some liquid glue to the back of our jar. And we're just going to place it right inside because it punched out of there. You saw me. I'm going to pull that away. Next, we're going to take these adorable little jars and we are going to add them. Now there's a backing on the front and a backing on the back. So we're doing the front first. We're going to drop this in. And I'm just going to kind of burnish it a little bit, make sure it's stuck. There we go. Next, we're going to use the Flowers for Every Season gems. So pretty, so cute. Now, because I did not use Just Jade, I am going to only use the clear little gems. And we're just going to put them in our jar like this. To make it look like the stones in water, just like we do on our vases. How many do you do? As many as you want. If you're going to make lots of these cards, you'll want to, you know, kind of realize that when you're using them, but I don't even think it matters how many you put in there. They're just so cute and they're new and I wanted to play with them and introduce you to them. Now we're going to take the backing off of this side. We're going to place this right over, making sure we're straight at the top. And I didn't put any adhesive, did I? I love it when I make mistakes. You do want to put adhesive on your whisper white. Oh, goodness gracious. I haven't been making videos for a while because I was in the middle of a big move. I moved from Arizona to Texas. And sometimes it takes a while to get back in the groove, I guess. Although you guys know me, I always call myself the queen of boo-boos. So if there's a way to mess it up and fix it, I will share that with you, always. I don't hide anything. Okay, so we did fix that. But look at those cute little stones. Can you see them in the camera? So cute, like little glass stones. To attach this to our card front, we're going to use the black dimensionals, which I thought is just awesome for black cardstock. No one's going to be able to see these peeking from the side. Now we're just going to place this right here. Super cute. And we're going to stamp on the inside. We're going to use the memento again. Now I've got two other cards to show you. One is totally different, not even using the jars. So if you run out of the jars or you choose not to purchase them, you'll still have another idea. Always thinking of you. Now, I did think it was a little, it's kind of odd looking to have it hanging there, but I'm going to leave this one like it is. But I did want to point out to you that on this one, I did do a little swoosh with the crumb cake marker. So here's another example. See, I colored the flowers differently. And what about this? There is no shaker. I just added the jewels, the gems on top. So there you have it, my friends. 3 different ways to use jar of flowers. And my favorite new stamp set, the field of flowers. So there you go. I just want to tell y'all, happy stamping, y'all.